When the American Heart Association asked me to speak, I was so excited. And then to find out that the speech was to the youth market, my excitement grew. I love all aspects of the American Heart Association, but the youth market team has a really special place in our hearts. First and foremost, I want to thank each and every one of you. Truly, working with kids is challenging. Getting kids motivated is a lot of work, and then convincing them to jump on your bandwagon is a very difficult task. Getting my 2 and 3-year-old to pay attention to me for 5 minutes is daunting, but each of you engage a population of up to 1,000 students at once and for 45 minutes. That is a massive accomplishment. January through March, you're each like ninja warriors on a heart-healthy mission, traveling countless miles, putting in 12-hour-plus days, juggling ever-changing schedules, and all with a huge smile on your face and the same immense amount of passion no matter what challenges are placed in front of you. Despite your exhaustion, you never let your energy for your assemblies and for this cause diminish. As a volunteer observing this for 2 seasons now, I want you to know how incredible that is. I want you to hear how grateful this heart community is for your long nights and even longer days. I want you to hear how thankful we are for your unbelievable ability to multitask and somehow fit all of those makeup assemblies from snow days into your already crammed February. I know it's a whirlwind, and I thank you so much for not giving up, not letting your frustration take over your purpose, and for your passion to add more even when your plate is already overflowing. Jump Rope for Heart, Hoops for Heart, and Heart Chase have brought so much joy to our family. Joy in the form of laughter because, let's be honest, these kids have no filter whatsoever and say the funniest things. Like telling us that they are scared to eat too many vegetables because their dad says it might make them poop too much. Or questioning, so you said you found out about his broken heart when he was in your belly? So how did he get in your belly? Or my all-time favorite and also most awkward, you said we need to say no to cigarettes, but my daddy smokes weed and says that doesn't hurt your heart. Kudos to you, youth market directors, for walking into that lion's den. The American Heart Association school events have also brought joy in the form of milestones. Before visiting the schools, Finn could barely hold his head up at 12 months of age from being bedridden for so long in the hospital. We had been in months of physical therapy to get him to progress. Just 3 weeks of following Miss Marjorie around, and he had skipped the head control and was already sitting up on his own. 2 weeks after that, he was pulling up. Just a few months after that, Finn was standing and took his very first steps at just 18 months old, 6 months sooner than his goal set by his therapist. I can't even begin to explain the feeling to you as his mom to show this off to his doctors. Waving his hands in the air like he just didn't care and stomping his feet like Mr. Tusker's was the greatest physical therapy we could have ever asked for. This mobility quickly turned into some crazy dangerous climbing and jumping with absolutely no fear. But I couldn't have been more thrilled to worry about if he would trip while running than fear he would never walk at all. For his health, this has been one of the greatest gifts your youth market team has ever given Finn. Besides CHD awareness, of course, these assemblies have shown me some incredible magic. I truly get why your mascot is so appropriately named Happy Heart. It is cliche and yet so true that a happy heart is a healthy heart, and I can think of no better example than Finn. These kids are his everything. I see it in his eyes and in the hugs that he gives them. I'm declaring it a scientific fact that Finn's heart is running off of happiness because on paper, his heart is currently failing him. On paper, the most knowledgeable doctors in the country tell us that they don't know how he is doing this at all. The assemblies, the dancing, or even just the energy to eat. But that's the thing about doctors. They only know the heart by its abilities to pump and to function. They don't fully comprehend or consider its superhero powers when it feels and shows love and passion. Love truly does conquer all. For those who haven't heard Finn's current cardiac prognosis, his heart is telling him that it can't take much more. He will go into the hospital for more heart surgeries on August 28th and then again on September 14th. These procedures are very risky and especially complex for him. So much so that the surgeons cannot give us any odds of him making it through the surgeries or any survival statistics about his recovery. But without these interventions, he will not live another year. Many times I am angry that heart disease even exists, that so many people are affected by it, and it doesn't discriminate. You can be rich, poor, tall, short, 80 years old, or 2 years old. No one should ever have to go through this. No one should ever have to watch a family member, friend, coworker, or child fight for their life over something they never asked for and most definitely don't deserve. But here's the good news. Thanks to the American Heart Association, there's hope, and that hope starts with you. You know that skit that you all did during assemblies? The one where you line everyone up and show the process of where your donations go? There's a small flaw in that lineup. At the end of the skit, you ask the students who started the donations, who made it all happen, with the hopes that the kids shout out that it's the student that took home their paperwork that made the entire process happen. But who signed up that school? Who engaged those students? You. You, Youth Market Director, you. So on days where you may feel like you're not making any headway or making a difference, on days where you're exhausted and can barely remember how to spell your own name, please remember that flaw. Remember that there would be no jump rope for heart, hoops for heart, or heart chase without you. There would be millions of dollars stripped from life-saving research without your efforts, and kids like Finn can't wait. Thank you for giving us this gift. Thank you for letting us dance with you, join you, be a voice. Thank you for inspiring us and inspiring kids all over the country. You are a heart hero.